just realized, yeah, I thought I had done I had done a first reaction view. I need to do a proper review now of the latest Star Trek Discovery disaster. And to be fair, it's not as bad as it has been lately, because actually they showed Pike to be a pretty standard guy. Because it's like they show him his fate, at least a version of it. And he said, no, the galaxy's more important than me winding up as a burned out husk in a wheelchair. So yeah, give me that crystal. I think they went a little overboard, because the way it was described in the menagerie, it was like it was an inspection of a cadet cruiser, and one of the baffle plates ruptured, and you mentioned radiation, and they went in the Dragon, those kids were still alive. They didn't mention an explosion, but all right, fine. That's probably a quibble over the grand scheme of things. The whole thing is he's still doubling down on this, time crystals. And the old thing of they're just time crystals. There's no thought of how these things function. How common knowledge are these things? How idiotic they sound in the context of what was considered a fairly serious science fiction show, and you're pulling this Marvel Comics crap out on us.
Hi guys.
Yeah, Steph says hi. We're on our way to the chiropractor, another appointment here, so I figured let's do this before we get to the parking lot. But and at least we get a decent look at one decent shot of their new D7, which at least it looks like a Klingon ship. I'll give them that much.
Oh my God, you're high.
No, it does. They actually did proper Klingon-ish design. It's not quite a D7, but it's like close enough for government work in this case. But yeah, it's it could have been worse. Well, apparently the now proper pronunciation, at least in this universe, is Kailash, not Kalis. As we'd heard all the other times, even by Klingons themselves, but in the previous series, no, now it's Kailash. It's not just because they have marbles in their mouth and full makeup. Now it is Kailash. It's Klingonese by way of Sean Connery.
Jeez. Don't they still have...
And the Klingons are purple. So.
Yeah, don't they have that guy from Jericho still playing one of the Klingons?
I don't know if he's ever returned because he killed him off.
They did?
He was on the ship, the Bluey. Okay.
Oh.
Yes. And of course, everything is, it's like, oh, Michael Burnham, it's like, this is pointless. Like, that's the point of insubordination there, okay? It's like, you kind of get the feeling that Pike is looking and say, I need to throw your ass in the brig for a few hours, bitch, okay? You keep mouthing off like this, so you're becoming less and less useful to us. I mean, notice when she's not around, he can actually be a captain, he gives orders, and people follow them. That's why it's like, if we were to do a proper, canonical Captain Pike TV series on the Enterprise, again, I'd prefer Susie Plaxton as number one. Should be a better match in my book. And while I could be persuaded to keep Anson Mount, my first choice is really Ray Liotta. I think he looks more like Chris Pike, and we want a later year again, post Menagerie, post Cage. So what mine is a little older. I know. I could give Anson because he really has impressed her.
I mean, a guy who can act without saying a word.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's all right.
He's doing what he can with the word salads he's being given.
Not to mention, I think
again, like others have mentioned, like mostly random. It's like he's the only one who realizes he's on a Star Trek show. He's supposed to be a captain of a ship. He's the only one who really knows what he's doing. The rest of them are kind of like,
That's what I like,
Yeah, that's why. It's like,
I mean, he's
one of the few bright because they've ruined a few likable characters. What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
Okay. Overheating thing again. Yeah, basically they've already ruined Tilly, and we'll be revisiting that one apparently because they're bringing back her little special friend who is the twin with their planet, and that little bit of moron. And God, makes my brain hurt just to think about that one. And Saru has been, I don't know, slightly damaged by that whole experience with the short bus tricks too. But we got a couple episodes left of this idiocy, and then we'll be past it. Then we'll have a couple weeks for the Orville to itself. So that's a good thing. A new Orville this week, so we can have something to wash the taste out of our mouths after dealing with this nonsense.
Gag me.
And of course, coming up, we get to see the inside of the Disco Prize. And while the bridge is not quite the the dance hall that the Discovery Bridge is, it's still too damn big. It's still too slick. And oh, they got the chairs right. Is this the part where I jizz my pants because I got the chairs right? Is that the way it goes, guys?
Just as long as
You scooped the rest of the ship, but you got the chairs right. Oh my fucking God! You got the chairs right!
Okay, honey.
God.
Calm the fuck
You
down.
really got to wonder about these producers. We got to change everything but the chairs. They love the chairs. I want to throw that chair through that freaking windshield they got in that chair. This is what I'm talking about. Well, yeah, they got the references. They do them wrong. Or they think it's going to cover up everything. Like, well, it's Delta Vega. Delta Vega was a desert planet on the edge of the galaxy, not, some neighbor of Vulcan. Okay? And an ice ball at that. Yeah? Like Tom Hanks said, yeah, Ice Planet Hoth is what Kirk was running off from that monster. All they've shown is they can look up names on a computer. Okay? Not that they know what the hell they're doing. But, yeah. At this point, the highest praise episodes can be is it wasn't as stupid as the one 3 weeks ago. And to the idiot at comicbook.com, oh, this is the successor to DS9. They haven't even reached the worst levels of DS9, okay? They're making that Alamarine, they're making that one look like a masterpiece, okay?
Even DS9 at its worst.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. The one, whatever the name it was, but all the Alamarine, the one where they're doing hopscotch, and everyone hates that one. Avery Brooks hates it with a burning passion to this day. We haven't reached that level, okay? You haven't even reached Voyager's threshold level yet, okay? Remember that one, the level thing where Tom and Janeway turn into salamanders and make little salamanders because somebody took the little the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy joke about hitting warp 10 mean hitting every place in the universe simultaneously. That was a reference to the improbability drive. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously. They took it seriously, and now they've done it again with the spore drive. It's the same thing, was that every point in the universe simultaneously without all that tedious monkeying about a warp drive. So yeah, and I think in this case, maybe someone's like, well, what if we did that, for Voyager, and you did. It went through some concepts. It didn't pan out.
Somebody's
I think Braga did apologize for that when you see the lights. Yeah, see what over there. But this one is like, I don't think these guys have even heard of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I really doubt the DS9 thing because supposedly the last two showrunners that got fired didn't even never heard of DS9. Because there was a alleged shouting incident where one of the showrunners yelling by what the is Deep Space Nine? No clue. 7 seasons and more than a few Hugo Award. And it's like, you're just running Star Trek. You don't know one of the major series. I really got to wonder about these people. How do they get these jobs? And why am I living in a truck in Florida when these morons are destroying my franchise? We can only hope that Doomcock's source is right, and that despite the season 3 renewal, that Discovery is on the verge of being canned, just for CBS's own self-preservation.
God, I hope so.
And Kurtzman is on the way out. It's more likely that Kurtzman will be the way out before they completely get rid of Discovery. They'll try and salvage something out of this mess because they've sunk so damn much money into it. And the flow of the air conditioner. But yeah, I think another likely situation is they'll go ahead and he will promote Kurtzman up out of any position of actual authority. So he'll draw a nice little paycheck, but not be able to do a damn thing. They'll let him fitter away his time on developing new shows that never see the light of day. They get a little development money here and there, but no actual production thing until finally the contract runs out and he can be shown the door. So.
Come on, he does three of my favorite shows on.
He
CBS.
doesn't have the controlling thing. Peter Lenkoff is the controlling guy on Hawaii Five-0, and it's in the end of its last season anyway. MacGyver, another one. I don't think he has any day-to-day control over that at all. And I don't know what any control at all.
Hawaii Five-0. Yes.
Yeah. They've had quite a run, actually. They've been here for quite a while. But, yeah, it's not a very flattering angle of me to know that. But that's about it. Yeah, again, we're to the point where the highest praise an episode of Discovery can get is didn't totally suck. Considering the millions. Do you realize the amount of money they sunk on this series for just 2 shortened seasons is roughly the equivalent of all 7 seasons of Next Generation? Yeah, that is pathetic, considering what they've gotten for their buck. Because Next Gen was like the number one, for a while it was only, but it was, even after it had some competition, it was still the number 1 first run drama in syndication. Drama in first run syndication. Because that's the case, it's been a little overblown about first run. There's been first run syndication for as long as it's really been television, but mostly it was stuff like Ben, Gentle Ben, Flipper, and Doctor, Sea Hunt was syndicated, but in the time when Next Gen came out, it was primarily game shows, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. That's where your first run syndication was at that point. So going first run syndication with Star Trek Next Generation was really kind of a return to the old days, but it also kind of paved the way a lot for the future of television. And then getting away from the networks. That's kind of where Voyager kind of messed up, because it went back to the networks and they had problems. The same thing of what why Roddenberry with his ghost saying, "I told you, stay away from the networks." This is what happens. They muck around with your because they got so they're little pointy-headed experts that think they know better than you do. And especially exemplified with Enterprise, where it's like they were going to do an honest prequel, but some moron thought the 22nd century wasn't futuristic enough and kind of forced a temporal Cold War on them. That was not Braga's idea. It was the best they could do with what they were being told to do with. But yeah, that was not their really idea. I think that's why. And again, I retract my accusation of Brannon Braga being the Antichrist. That was done during the heat of with the Generations nonsense. And he's grown as a he's grown as an appreciation.
After Cosmos came out, I wanted to kiss him.
Yeah, but he's developed as a writer. I know his position better, why he did certain things, why his position on the original series. He wasn't ignorant of it. He would. All right. I know. Hey, asshole. Back up.
Good kid.
All right. But it wasn't. He was watching Twilight Zone and Outer Limits. He was not ignorant of the stuff. And that's kind of why they brought him on board Next Generation, because he would bring on those kind of weirder concepts. And get them out of the standard formula Star Trek stuff that they were kind of starting to fall back into. Thank God it's an automatic. Okay. There we go. Where we're getting into, you know, why support this channel so I can get better equipment. So I'm not dealing with the cell phone like to overheat, you know, after 2 minutes. And I started to think what the soundtrack's going to look like after the fan blowing right on the back of this thing. But all right, PayPal, Patreon down below, and we will get back to you later on something else here. Catch you later. Try this one. Bye. Addition to the geekification of the car has arrived. So I'd say phase 1 is more or less complete. There, and then the next one might be the big shield logos on the hood, on the doors. That might take a little financial because the hood one is like $15 by itself. So we'll see about that. So, more later. PayPal, Patreon, yada.